Good morning, students. In the previous class, we studied about text files. We know that a text file is used to keep texts, and from Python, we understood how we can make a text file, that is, create a text file, how we can read a text file, how we can append something in an already created text file. So these things we know, and we had completed our syllabus for text files. Today we are going to read about binary files. But before going into the things of binary files in a deeper way, we will first understand what is the difference between a text file and a binary file. Now students, you have already seen a text file keeps texts. I should say keeps characters. That is, we can in a text file keep characters, read the characters opening it in Notepad, and we have no problems in reading those characters. Even if we make that text file using Python, we have seen that we can go into the folders, start that file, that is, open that file, text file, and read it without any problem. We have no problems reading it. We had already created a text file in our previous classes. Now let us go and see and again practically analyze how we can read that file easily from Python. Say I have kept here this file. This file is a text file. You can well see that it is a text file. Now text file I'm opening in Notepad. Now as I opened it in Notepad, you see everything which is written here can easily be understood and read. There is no problem in it. There are no characters which cannot be understood. Everything is easily understood. But let us now come to binary file and understand that how binary files are created. Is it created in the same way as text files? In one way, both are same, according to me. What is that thing that makes them same? Both text file and binary file contains stream of binary digits when it is saved in the RAM and then when it goes to the hard disk. So it is saved as stream of bytes. But the method that is used to save it as stream of bytes is quite different when text files are considered and when binary files are considered. When text files are considered, what happens is in text file they are encoded in such a way, that is, they are saved in such a way that the data that is created can be easily recognized as characters. That data can be easily recognized as character. As you have seen that when I opened a text file, it is easily recognized as character. But when a binary file is opened, it is very hard to read it in a notepad. When you see, you will find that most of the character is unreadable. We cannot understand it while we see it on the notepad, except a few things which can be read. Let us try for a binary file. We will try to open a binary file and see how it is written in notepad, how it looks in a notepad. But before seeing that binary file in the notepad, we should know how these binary files are created. See, a binary file is created mostly by some or the other application. For example, when you go and record your voice, so the voice which you record, that is a voice in, say, MP3 format. So the file which has been made in MP3 format, that file is actually a binary file. Similarly, if you are using a DigiCam or if you are recording some videos, so that photo which you have created or the video file which you have created, this photo as well as video files are binary files. Here also I have kept two photographs One is actually a photograph and the other one is a video file. We'll try to understand how it looks when it is opened in Notepad. And now you well understand that this is a binary file. So if you open it in a Notepad, how actually it should look? See how it looks. I opened it. Nothing can be read and nothing can be understood except few bits of characters that you can well understand that they are written. So this is how binary file looks when you open it in Notepad. But the same file, if it is opened by its relevant application which had created it, then it would be very easy to understand. See, for example, I am opening this photo file, Tulip photo file in Windows Photo Viewer. So as I open it in Windows Photo Viewer, what happens? Let us see. See, the photo is here. The photo is working without any problem. Now I close it. But that same photograph was not working properly in Notepad. In Notepad, it showed a lot of characters which could not be read. Similarly, let us come to a video. I'll pause and show the video for some seconds to you, and then I'll open this video in Notepad. You will see what the difference is. The video, when I open it through its relevant software, it works fine. See.
The world was paying a lot of attention, and we weren't quite used to that.
Chess events never get covered.
So it works fine. I quit it from here. So now I quit it from here, and now I open this with Notepad. Let us see how it looks. So it has opened and a lot of characters have been written here and you cannot understand what actually is written here. So these are binary files. So photo files, music files, video files, game files, they all are binary files. They are created by some or the other application, and that particular application can read it, understand it. We cannot open it in a Notepad and understand it. But you have already seen that text files, if it is created, even if by a programming language like Python, you could have opened it and whatever was written in that file could be easily read by you. There were no problems reading that file and understanding it. One more thing that makes a difference is that if I compare a binary file and say a text file, so what would be the difference? Say the text file, as I open again this 12s3.txt, it has a definite end of line. It has a definite end of file. But the binary file which I created or which had been created earlier by somebody doesn't have any particular end of line or end of file. They are not there. So there is a difference between text file and binary file. Text files have markers like end of line, end of file, but binary files have no marker. There is no end, no given line end, no given end of file. All these things are not there. One more thing we should understand between text file and binary file is, once say I have used Python to create a text file. Now things have been written in text file. If I manually open that text file and change it manually, that is the file which had been created by Python, that text file, if I open it in Notepad and make a change, Python can work with that changed file also easily. Python will not complain that somebody has changed it manually. Some changes have been done which has not been done by Python, it has been done manually. This complaint Python will not give. Python will work with the changed file also. But if we go and open a video file or a photo file or a music file from Notepad and make a change in it, the application which created that video file or photo file cannot read the application. It will give us an error. The error would be corrupted file. The file will be said to be corrupted. What do you understand by that? It would be said to be corrupted means, it means that the file would not be again read properly by that given application which created the file. So binary files cannot be changed manually. If it is changed, it becomes corrupted. One more difference that we should understand about text files and binary files. Now when we open say this tulip and I open it in Notepad, you will find that first few lines give some information. These lines are said to be header lines. These lines are header lines. Now header lines gives us information, tries to actually give us an information that how it was created. How it was created. Here also you see something is there. Say Adobe is written. So you can well understand that this is a JPG file which has been created by Adobe or some sort of this sort of information you can easily understand when you open that file in Notepad. So these informations are said to be header information because it is not the actual data. It is the information about the type of file, how it has been created, which software has been used to create it. So this sort of information can be indicated by few lines of that binary file. But a text file when you open doesn't contain such header. Like if I am opening this text file, no header who created it. Python might have created it or I could have directly typed here these given informations. So this is very clear now that in binary files whatever is made through a application. When that file is made, if you open it in Notepad, it contains some header which informs us about what type of file it is, which file format it is. All these things are given as an information, but text file doesn't give an information of that sort. We cannot know whether Python created a text file or we have written directly after opening the Notepad. So these are the differences. So if I sum up the differences, so what are the differences that we have seen? That text file always keeps characters, or I should say always keeps texts. Binary file can keep text, but in addition to text, it can also keep music files, game files, video files, audio files, that I said music files, and it can even keep images. So these sort of files can be kept where? In binary files. Second difference is if you go and manually change a text file, the manual change is not going to affect the programming language which created it. But if you open a binary file in Notepad and then you change something there, then that change is going to affect the program which created it. The program will consider the file to be corrupted and will be unable to read it. Third thing that is important and we have talked of is a binary file doesn't have an end of line or an end of file marker, but a text file has an end of line and an end of file marker. So these are the important differences of a binary file and a text file, although both contains stream of bytes as they get saved in the hard disk or any storage devices. So this is the difference. Now let us come to Python and let us see how Python deals with binary files. So students, now we are going to Python, and in Python we will see how binary file is created. So let us now move to Python. So we are moving to Python. This is a Python shell which we have. There is a program which is written. I am deleting the program, okay, and I am trying to make a new program from it. So if I am writing and I am trying to make a binary file, so how I will make a binary file? Let us do it from the scratch. For example, let us take a function and let us name that function create b. Why I am writing the name as create b? I am writing the name as create b because I want to create a binary file. So logically I have given that name. I could have given any other name, but I am giving this name. What name? Create b. Let us try to create a binary file. So I am going and trying to create a binary file. So what I do here is I am writing open. So when I am writing open, why I am writing open you all know now? We are writing open to create a file which is a binary file, and the name of the file is abc.dat. So name of our file is abc.dat. Now this file should be opened in write mode. So I am opening the file in write mode. and the file is a binary file. How we will show that the file is a binary file? I will give B with W, which shows the file is a binary file. So I have said I want to open a file. The file is abc.dat file, which is going to be opened. It is a brand new blank file as W mode has been used, and that file is binary. How we can say that it is binary? By this B which is written here. The B is written here, which shows that the file is binary. Now I come and what I do is I try to write something in the file. So which function do we know that is used to write in a file? Yes, those who had seen the text file video, they will say, sir, there is a write function. Let us try that write function. Let us try to do it. So we are trying with the write function, and I want to put a string. As I said, binary files can also contain text or strings. So I am writing again, Ram is a good boy. So now if I am writing Ram is a good boy, we would consider that it would get written in that file, and as it would get written in the file, what we will do is we will close the file. So we have created a given function, and we want to see whether this function works or not. If you ask me, I'll tell you that this write is not going to work. Write is something which is used for text files. So write function is used in text files, but I will not say it directly. I will want you to see after getting checked what error it gives. So let us try to run it, and as I said, there would be an error. Now what is that error? Let us see. The error is str does not support buffer interface. So str does not support buffer interface. And which line gives the error? f.write. I already said f.write would give error because f.write is meant for writing in a text file. So what is the way out? How can we write in a binary file? That is to be known now. So the way to write in a binary file is different than the way which we used for text file. For dealing with binary file, for writing something in binary file, for reading something from an already existing binary file, we have a module that is to be imported. The module is pickle module. So what is the name of the module? Pickle module. Now pickle module is used to write something in a binary file, and how it is used, let us see. I come here, I write here. What do I write here? I write here pickle, P-I-C-K-L-E, pickle, and see, indentation should be seen. It should be here, pickle dot dump. So to write, we don't use write function, we use dump function. Now we are using dump function and we are trying to write. So we should understand here that in binary file, to write something in a file, we use dump function. And where does this dump function exist? This dump function exists in pickle module. So we have to write pickle.dump, and whatever we want to write on the file, we'll write here, and then we'll write the name of the file pointer, that is F. I'm writing here F. Why F? Because if I write, I want to say that Ram is a good boy should be written in F, and F has been connected with what? With the abc.dat file. How did I open abc.dat file? Using F. So whatever would be written in F would actually go to the file abc.dat. So students, did you understand now that dump is the function that is used in binary files to create something in the binary file, that is to write something in the binary file. So this is time now to check how it works. So I'll go to F5 again, and now I will try to create the file. See, there is no error. The file has been created. Now you would want to see whether the file has been successfully created and can we read it or not. So we will go to C drive and we'll go to Python 33 because this is the by default file where folder where everything is created for us. So where we'll have to find where actually that file abc.dat exists here. So let us see abc.dat. Yes, abc.dat. Yes, this is abc.dat. We have seen abc.dat and we'll open it in Notepad. See, again, Ram is a good boy has been written here, but it is a binary file which we are seeing. So some headers are written, as I said, some headers are there which we would be unable to read. But we now know that we have successfully created a binary file. So you cannot directly read a given file which you have created through Python properly. You can read some of the text, but some of the text cannot be understood. So how can we read the things properly? So Python is the solution because Python created it so we can read it back in Python, or we can read it using Python only. So let us go back and see how Python helps us to read it, how we can read it in Python. So what we'll do is we'll now go back in Python and we will again go to the same given Python file and we'll now make another function, and this function is for reading from a binary file. Which binary file? abc.dat. So I have given a name here, readb. Why I have given the name? Because I want to read a binary file, so this looked to me logical, so I have given this name. Now let us see how we can read. So F1 is equal to open. You all know what it means. I want to open a binary file, and the binary file that I want to open here is abc.dat. Why I want to open it? I want to open it because I want it to be opened for reading. So I gave a R here. Then what I would do? I will go for B because it is a binary file that is being opened for reading. Then in text files you used a function called read, or you used read line or read lines. But you know, in Python there are no lines for binary files. Any given language cannot give lines to binary files. In Notepad it doesn't have an end of line, it doesn't have an end of file. So here this read line and read functions would not help us. We have something else. So what is that something else? We have our pickle module to help us here also. Now how pickle module helps? In pickle module there is something called load. What we have? We have a function called load which can read from a binary file. And how we write it? I say I want to load something. Where I want to load it? I want to load something from a binary file. And here, which is that binary file that has been used? abc.dat. And how we have opened it? We have opened it using F1. So as we have opened it using F1, we'll have to write here pickle.load F1. So whatever actually was in abc.dat through F1, that would be loaded here. And where this thing that has been loaded, the data that has been loaded would be kept. I can give a variable name here. So I have given a variable name T. So whatever comes in load from the file, that goes into T. Now what actually comes? A sort of all the data that were there in the file, binary file abc.dat would come, and that would get into T. That would be referred by T. Now if T refers it, if I write print T, then what would happen? If I write print T, then what would happen? Let us also see what type of data that would be that comes from binary file. So these two things we want to see here. Okay, and file should be closed also, so we'll write close. So if we understand this readb function, the first line opens a binary file in read mode, and as well as it is a binary file that has been opened because RB, R for read and B for binary. Now after opening, the pickle.load function helps us to take all the things from the file and keeps it in T and helps T to refer those things. Now we will see what T has by printing it on the shell. So we'll see what T has, and we'll also see what type T itself is of. So that is, we'll see. Now as the file has been already created by createB, we would only like to read the file using readB. So let us read it. Let us see how it works. See, it works fine because that given binary file was written by Python programming language. So when it read the file, it read it without errors. But when we went to read it through Notepad, we found that there were some text which could not be read by us. But here everything we can read. And one more thing which we see is T is of string type. Now you will say, why T is of string type when it came from a binary file? The answer is because we made this Ram is a good boy using a string. See, this is a string. So when it went into the binary file kept record of that we have kept a string. So when it returned it back to us, what it did? When it returned it back to us, then it returned us in the same way as we had given it to the Notepad. So it has returned it in the same way. So we gave it a string to the binary file, we gave a string. So binary file returned to us a string when we wanted to run this load function. So I think you have understood. This is a simple program which contains two functions, one for creating a binary file and the second is for reading from a binary file. Let us now move a bit deeper into the things. Let us now use a append mode. So how shall we use append mode? Let us use it here only. If I write A, what happens? A means append and B means a binary file. We already know that the file has Ram is a good boy. Now I will write something else here. So I will write Sohail is working in a software company. So if I write Sohail is working in a software company, what do you think what would happen? Now, I think you would have rightly guessed. Sohail is working in a software company. This string would also get appended in the already existing file abc.dat if we again run the create function. So if I run the create B function, then what would happen? Now createB would open the file abc.dat in append mode, and after opening it in append mode, it will save this line just beneath, if I am not wrong, somewhere in the binary file it would save after Ram is a good boy. So let us see whether it saves or not. If it saves, then readB would read it and show it to us. Okay, readB would read it and show it to us. But we'll see that there would be a problem out here. Create would do its work, but readB would be able to read only one line. Afterwards, after running this, if this problem is seen, we'll try to solve that problem also. So here I run it. See, you would consider that no sir, that has not worked. The second line has not got in, but I can prove that second line has also got in. How? I'll go to abc.dat and I'll open it. And you see, Sohail is working in a software company has also got in. So both the lines are there. But why then did this given Python didn't show us the second line? What is the problem out here? Why the second line has not been shown? The answer is because we have used pickle.load once only, so it could took one given line at a time. Now if I give one more here, if I give here again pickle.load and again pickle.load gives the line to say why now. Now if I write here type, we remove type. If I write T also we want to display, Y also we want to display. Now I'll not go to create B because it will again create one more Sohail is. So I am now only trying to read and see what actually it is showing to us. Sohail is working in a software company, has already entered, so no need to run create b again, because it will again enter the same line, help to enter the same line in the notepad. So we are not going for create b, we are only interested in seeing can read b now show both the lines. So if I run it, you will see yes, it has shown both the lines and it has shown it properly, no errors, nothing, both the lines have been shown. So what do we see here? We see here that if I want to work with strings, that is texts in binary file, so for each and every line we'll have to use a different pickle.load, again one more pickle.load. So this is not considered good for binary files. So if we want to work in a binary file, instead of using one string at a time, we would like to put more than one string at a time in the file, so that when read works, more than one string, whatever we put, that should come to us in one unit. So how can we do that? How can we put all those strings, say Ram is a good boy, Sohail is working in the software company, as a unit, as a whole? You know the answer. The answer is we can use a list. If I use a list here, and in the list I write Ram is a good boy, and if I write here Sohail, let us write something different, Sohail is a manager. If I write these two lines, and now I say to pickle.dump, I don't want to write one line to you, I want to write more than one lines, therefore I made a list. I would say to dump, you please write a list into the file. So if list is being written into the file, both the lines would get written. And if list is written, when I would say pickle.load to load, it will not load one sentence or line at a time, it will load the whole given list at a time. So if I would write here type, you will see it would show a list, and it would help to create a list to us. So we write here create b, and we will now use, instead of append, we'll use write, because we want now to work with a list and we don't want anything to be still kept that had been kept in abc.dat. So we want a brand new abc.dat to see how list works in the program. So here what we would do, we will now go for F5. So see, it is a list which is now in our file. Ram is a good boy, Sohail is working as a manager. So that is there in the file. If you want to see, let us see. See, Ram is a good boy, Sohail is a manager. Both the things have gone. Now it has gone as a list. So one thing that has to be understood and observed here is, if it has gone as a list, then one pickle helps us to do the work. We don't want 2 pickles, 3 pickles for each and every line. So list is a better thing to work with binary files, because list can keep more than one lines. Not only lines, you can keep a given structure in. You can keep more than one things. For example, if I want to keep here say roll number of a student, then I want to keep a name, then I want to keep say a marks. So this becomes one sublist within the list. Then again I want to keep one more. If I want to keep one more, so let us see, I want to keep say 2 roll number, say a name here. So if I am keeping a name here, then I am giving marks to this given boy Sudhir. So now this can be also worked with without problem. So if I write F5, so see, now both the things are here, that is Amit 70 with roll number 1 and Sudhir 90 with roll number 2. If you see the file again, the file has a thing which we cannot read by our eyes here, we cannot understand. Now here Amit Q, I don't know how it is written, but I can well say Python is successful enough to read it back, and therefore it read it and showed it to us. So I know here Python has showed us. What did it show? It is showing 1 Amit 70 and 2 Sudhir 90. So you can well see Python can successfully write a list into the file. Python can read from a file and keep it in a list. It is not at all a problem. Similarly, Python can even work with dictionaries also. How Python can work with dictionaries? Let us make a dictionary and then understand. It can make a binary file using a dictionary also. So we will come here, we will write something here, say 1, and then we will write say Amit, and then one more thing here, that is 2, and then we will say here Sudhir. Now I have made 2 given elements in this dictionary, and I'll see whether it works fine with dictionaries also or not. So yes, let us see. See, it works fine with dictionaries also, and let us see how it looks in the file. Now this is how it looks in the file. See, Amit and Sudhir. Let us put one more thing to understand. Let us put one more thing so that it looks a bit different, because lists also put Sudhir and Amit. This has also put Sudhir and Amit. So we'll put a third thing here, that is 3, and then we'll give a name here, say Akshay. See, if I give a name here Akshay, and I want to see whether it works fine with Akshay or not. So now let us again go and see whether it works fine with Akshay or not. Yes, third Akshay, see, that has also been added. So we can well see that this given Python program has shown us that we can work with lists, we can work with dictionaries to make binary files, and it works very fine. So these are the things which we had today, and in the next video which I would be uploading, we would talk of operations on binary files. That is, if something has already been written in the binary file, can we change it? Can we update it? Can we insert something there? So we'll have to see that. That is in our course. I have seen the syllabus. There they talk of updation and appending, that is insertion. They don't talk of deletion, but we'll see how to delete also. We will see in the next video. So this is all for today. Thanks a lot.